I should not be left alone in the kitchen. I really should not be left alone in the kitchen. So you know I made the bread, and the bread is over there in the machine with spent grain flour, mostly rye flour, and I believe it has some barley in it. But I had a little bit of leftover flour from when I ground the hard red wheat. And I'm thinking, I could make something out of it. I don't want to waste it. I'd rather make something than put it in the freezer because that's where I store all my bread flour. Wait until you see what I made. People, I made biscuits. And I'm going to try them with you. So I took the ugly one. They don't rise very. The hard red wheat, that's pretty heavy wheat, so it doesn't rise very well. So I mixed the rest of the hard red wheat that I had with some of the soft wheat and some of the spent grain that I used for the graham crackers, which is oats, barley, and corn fermented on the grain that I store in the freezer, right? So we're going to try it because it smells divine. It's a little bit too done. It smells divine. Look at how brown it is. Oh, flaky. Okay, they're delicious, and here's what I did. The recipe I'm using is a buttermilk biscuit recipe, and it calls for 2 cups of all-purpose flour. So instead, I use usually 2 cups of soft white wheat flour, freshly ground. What I did this time was I had about a cup of hard red wheat flour, which I used for bread. And so I used that, and then I added some soft white wheat just until I got to about 1/4 of a cup to 1/3 of the cup ratio. And then I added the rest of the spent grain to finish off 2 cups. And then I rolled them in the soft white wheat flour. It needed about a little tablespoon more of flour for me when I was mixing it because it just didn't have the right consistency yet. Like it hadn't soaked up the flour yet. These are amazing. These are very flaky. Yeah, I would totally recommend doing this if you have a home brewer and you can get a hold of some brewing spent grains. It's a win. It's actually really delicious. I highly recommend this. All you home brewers out there, you need to start making more beer. You need to make more beer.